Hello, dear students. This is going to be a very interesting lecture. We are going to speak of a very interesting principle over here, all right, which is definitely going to make us think, okay, this is also happening, all right. So, this principle is the Hardy-Weinberg principle. Hardy-Weinberg principle. These are two scientists. One is Hardy, that is Godfrey Hardy. The other one is Wilhelm Weinberg. This is also called Hardy-Weinberg principle. They gave this principle in 1908. This principle says that the study of population genetics is important to study evolution. जब भी हम न्यू स्पीशीज देखते हैं, हम देखते हैं न्यू स्पीशीज बनी है, देयर इज डेफिनेटली अ पॉपुलेशन बिहाइंड इट. एक पॉपुलेशन है जिसमें से थोड़े से इंडिविजुअल्स वेरी हुए हैं और वो न्यू स्पीशीज बनी है. हमने जैसे डार्विन फिंचेस में देखा, देयर वाज एन ओरिजिनल पॉपुलेशन, ऑलराइट, जिसमें से न्यू स्पीशीज इवॉल्व हुई. सो Hardy-Weinberg principle says population is essential if we want to study genetic variations कैसे हो रहे हैं और new species कैसे बन रही हैं. This population you all know, it is a group of species which can interbreed, okay, in a specific geographic area and they can produce fertile offspring. पॉपुलेशन की डेफिनेशन हम सबको पता है, लोकलाइज्ड ग्रुप बिकॉज एक स्पेसिफिक ज्योग्राफिक एरिया, उसको हम पॉपुलेशन बोलेंगे. देन इंटरब्रीडिंग इंडिविजुअल्स, group of individuals who can interbreed with each other species, all right, and they produce fertile offspring. Now when this reproduction is happening, जब ये fertile offspring produce कर रहे हैं, they definitely pass on the characteristics, pass on their characteristics to their offspring. Reproduction, genetic basis of inheritance. In sub chapters में you have seen how both the parents contribute to the individual child genetic makeup. Okay, एक child को दोनों parents से genetics मिलते हैं, genes मिलते हैं. So this population shows phenotypic variations. Now you and I, we are of the same species. Okay, we are in a same geographical area. हम एक population है human beings की, but still we show phenotypic variations. For example, किसी की height ज्यादा रहेगी, किसी की कम रहेगी, कोई fair complexion रहेगा, कोई dark complexion रहेगा, कोई brown eyes रहेगा, कोई black eyes रहेगा, कोई curly hair रहेगा, कोई straight hair रहेगा. Alright, so these are phenotypic variations जो हमको देखने के लिए मिलते हैं एक population में. Phenotypic means morphologically external appearance पे हमको जो variations देखने के लिए मिलते हैं. Definitely we get it from our parents. Alright, हम बोलते हैं parents की height ज्यादा है तो बच्चे की height भी ज्यादा है. Alright, अगर बच्चे की height कम रहती है तो हम बोलते हैं कि बच्चे की height parents की height पे नहीं गई है. So this is how genetics is passing. Okay, genes are passing from one generation to the other. So these phenotypic variations are definitely based on the genetic makeup, on the genotype. I know by now you definitely understand what do I mean by the word phenotype and genotype. All right, what do we mean by the word phenotype and genotype? If I have to give you an example, ये जो है ये एक genotypic constitution है. ओके, एक इंडिविजुअल का, ये कैपिटल टी, दिस इज होमोजाइगस डोमिनेंट, ये इंडिविजुअल टॉल रहेगा. ओके, स्मॉल टी, दिस इज द जीनोटिपिक कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, whereas this individual will be dwarf, this is the phenotype. All right, and when capital T and small t both are there, this small t will be the recessive one, ये dominant रहेगा तो ये individual tall रहेगा. So these phenotypic variations are definitely corresponding to the genetic makeup of an individual. उसको कौन से genes मिले हैं उसके parents. So now this principle says, this law states that at equilibrium point, जब genetic pool एकदम equilibrium पे है, सब अच्छे से चल रहा है, okay, at equilibrium point, the gene frequency, दो frequencies ये law बोलता है, are constant. One is the gene frequency, that is the allele frequency. Now this in a gene, this is one allele, this is one allele. This is the dominant allele, whereas the small one is the recessive allele. We all know this, okay? For one single trait, the alleles will be located on the same point on the chromosome, okay? And each locus will be having one allele. So this is the allele frequency. At equilibrium point, the allele frequency, that is the gene frequency, and the genotypic frequency. Genotypic now means whether it is this dominant, whether it is this recessive, homozygous dominant, homozygous recessive, or heterozygous dominant. So gene frequency, that is alleles ki frequency, and genotypic frequency, they remain constant from one generation to other. From generation to generation, these allele frequencies, these genotypic frequencies, they remain constant for a population which is interbreeding, which is producing fertile offspring and is showing phenotypic variations. ये gene frequency constant रहेगी, ये genotypic frequency constant रहेगी. Alright, and these phenotypic variations, now this I've just given an example of tall and dwarf individuals. मैंने इसमें आपको और भी बताया, okay? Tall hair, long hair, long hair, short hair, curly hair, straight hair, fair complexion, dark complexion. ये सारे phenotypic variations के अलग अलग genes रहेंगे जो chromosomes पर located रहेंगे. You all know that now. Alright, so this law states that at equilibrium point, एक so gene frequency, that is the allele frequency, and second, the genotypic frequency will remain constant from generation to generation. Very important question for your state board exam also, the Hardy-Weinberg principle or the Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium. You should know. So इसको ऐसे ही flowchart में लिखो so that you remember. Write it down in this flowchart like this so that you remember. Now this law says this will be applicable only. This will be applicable only when this law will be applicable only when the population size is very large. एक अच्छा gene pool है हमारे पास. We will see what a gene pool is in the further lecture. Large population size, diploid individuals. Okay, diploid individuals चाहिए, both will be contributing to the genetic makeup of the offspring. They will be freely interbreeding. एक दूसरे के साथ freely interbreed कर सके उस population के individuals जो diploid है, freely interbreeding रहने चाहिए, sexually reproducing रहने चाहिए. Mating is random. Random पे यहाँ का मतलब है I will not choose from this population. I am not going to choose that tall individuals are going to mate with the taller one and not with the shorter one. We are not going to choose that taller individuals will be mating with the taller one so that we get taller. Okay, curly hair individuals will be mating with the curly hair individuals so that we get a curly hair child. ऐसा नहीं रहेगा. Mating will be random. Randomly, any individual can mate with the other individual. This is only one trait we are discussing. ऐसे बहुत सारे traits होते हैं हम. We all look phenotypically different. Okay, so mating is random. Very important entity. And no selection or other pressure is there on the time of mating. मैं select नहीं करने वाली हूँ कि ये और ये एक दूसरे से mate करेंगे. This and this individual are going to mate with each other. There should be a random mating, ये randomly distributed होना चाहिए. Only then this law, this principle is going to hold true. Alright? So for your MCQs, all these points. This law will hold true only when the population size is large, the individuals are diploid, they are freely interbreeding, they are sexually reproducing. Mating is random and there is no conscious selection or any other pressure on the individuals. In these cases, the gene frequency as well as the genotypic frequency remains constant from generation to generation. Now we will understand what is gene frequency, that is the allele frequency, and what is the genotypic frequency of an organism, of a population on the planet. So quickly now, phenotype is what an organism looks like. उसका morphological appearance कैसा रहता है, okay? Physical expression of different traits. These traits can be the height, can be the width, can be the hair, can be the eyes, can be other systems, okay? So this is the phenotype, this is the physical expression, this is different for different individuals. आप और मैं अलग दिखते हैं because of the genotype, because of the genetic makeup. ये जीन्स हमको कहाँ से मिले? हमारे पेरेंट्स से मिले हैं. हमारे पेरेंट्स को कहाँ से मिले? हमारे ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स से मिले हैं. So genotype is the genetic makeup or the constitution of an individual. Phenotype is the physical appearance, how an organism looks. It is corresponding to the genotype of the organism, that is the genetic makeup. Okay, अगर homozygous dominant है तो tall रहेगा organism, homozygous recessive है तो short रहेगा, and heterozygous अगर है तो dominant वाला tall रहेगा. All right, so that is the genotypic makeup, that is the genotypic frequency and allele frequency. Different versions of the same gene, जैसे capital T और small t. They are different versions of the same gene. Okay, they affect expressions of a trait. ये एक trait के expression को change करते हैं कि individual tall दिखेगा या short दिखेगा. These alleles, this single one is an allele now. You know this. They are located on the locus, okay, or at a particular point. Each similar trait alleles are going to correspond with each other. So to understand the terms allele frequency, genotypic frequency and phenotypic frequency, we will see a population over here. This is the population, this is the genotype of the population. All right. Allele frequency will be how many times a particular allele is appearing in the complete population. Okay, how many times? Just write this down with me. How many times an allele is appearing in a population? Okay, जैसे यहाँ पे अगर dominant के लिए देखेंगे, like capital T is one allele, small t is one allele. Okay, if capital T is appearing 100% times, we say its frequency is 100%. If small t is appearing 100% times, we say its frequency is 100% times. How do we calculate that? Let me tell you. ये एक population है, देखो 9 individuals हैं जिनका genetic makeup दिया हुआ है. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 13 times capital T is appearing. All right. And now let us see how many times small t is appearing in this population. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times it is appearing in the population. And how will we find out the frequency now? It is going to be this total number of how many times capital T is appearing upon this total number of capital T upon the total capital T small t genes. Okay, means total कितने genes हैं यहाँ पे, उसमें से capital T का frequency क्या है and उसमें से small t का frequency क्या है. We will be finding out that. So total number of gene copies in the population now will be 18. Complete total number of gene copies will be 18. How I got 18? This 13 and 5 is 18. You can also count over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay. So now frequency of capital T will be 13 by 18. And frequency of small t will be 5 by 18. ये उनकी frequency होगी इस population में, which we call the allele frequency. This is 0.72 and this is 0.28. Now interestingly, the allele frequency is constant when we add up the allele frequency, when we add up the two alleles of a gene, it is always equal to 1. So देखो 0.72 plus 0.28 is equal to 1. ये add करने पे 1. So out of 100, if I have to take out the percentage, this will be 72% and this will be 28%. Okay, so interestingly, the allele frequencies of both the alleles on a particular gene for a single trait in a population is constant. It is always 1. Okay, so अब हार्डी-विनबर्ग लॉ में ये कैपिटल T को डिनोट किया, कैपिटल T, that is the dominant allele, either capital T or capital A was taken over here, was given, was represented by P, and the recessive one, that is small a, was represented by Q. So the expression goes P plus Q will always be a constant, will always be 1. The sum of these alleles will always be 1. P plus Q is equal to 1, where P was taken representing the dominant allele, Q was representing the recessive allele. So P plus Q is equal to 1. This is how we can find out the allele frequency. Okay, now if P is given to you in the MCQs, if you have the value of P and you have to find out the value of Q, then Q will be 1 minus P. Alternatively, P will be 1 minus Q. So all these expressions you can use to find out the allele frequency. Alright, so allele frequency के साथ आपको ये याद रखना है, it is how many times an allele is appearing in a population. Alright, how many times an allele is appearing in a population. I have shown you a population. Capital T एक allele है एक particular trait के लिए. Alright, so now capital T is appearing 13 times, small t is appearing 5 times, and total, if I have to take out the frequency, then it is going to be the number of times it is appearing upon the total number of genes over here, genetic alleles over here. That is a mixture of capital T and small t. Total kitna present hai? So that is 18. Okay, total number of gene copies is 18. So 13 by 18, 0.72, which is 72%. Then 5 by 18 is for the recessive one, that is 0.28, 28%. Alright, this is how we find out the allele frequency. Now, this, if I give the dominant one is represented by P in the Hardy-Weinberg equation, the recessive one is represented by Q, जो कि मैंने यहाँ पे example में T लिया है और ये recessive small t लिया है. Alright, it is represented by Q. Then P plus Q, the sum of the alleles, is always going to be equal to 1. P plus Q 1 रहेगा. So अगर P की value मेरे पास है, so Q की value I can find out by 1 minus P. If I have the value of Q, I can find out the value of P by 1 minus Q. Alright, so this you have to remember. Ab, let me show you some other variation of this. Now, allele frequency हम देख चुके हैं. Now let us see genotypic frequency. What is genotypic frequency? Genotypic frequency is how often we will see the allele combination. कितने बार हम एक particular allelic combination को देखेंगे. From these you know there are 3 genotypes over here now. Capital T, capital T, capital T, small t, and small t, small t. 3 genotypic combinations. So how often we will see these 3 combinations? Alright, so let us see. Capital T, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times I have seen capital T ka combination. Now capital T, small t. So capital T, small t. I have seen it only once, ek baar. And small t, I have seen it over here once and once, twice. How often you will see the allelic combination, okay, how often you will see a particular genotype in a population will be the genotypic frequency. Again now, it has to be genotypic frequency निकालने के लिए इसके number से हम divide करेंगे total number को. Alright, this capital T के नंबर को डिवाइड करेंगे टोटल नंबर से. नाउ टोटल देयर आर 9 combinations. Total there are 9 combinations, 9 individuals. All right. So 6 divided by 9. Here you will have 1 divided by 9, 2 divided by 9. This is called the genotypic frequency. Are you getting me? Allelic frequency में we had only counted capital T पूरे कितने हैं, small t पूरे कितने हैं. That was the allelic frequency. We had divided by the total number of alleles, total number of genes. Okay. In the genotypic frequency, जो 3 type के genotypes हैं, it is the various allelic combination. So एक combination capital T है, which is homozygous dominant. The other combination is heterozygous dominant, and the third one is homozygous recessive. Alright, ये 3 टाइप के जो जेनेटिक कॉम्पोजिशंस हैं, जेनेटिक कॉम्बिनेशंस हैं, उनकी फ्रीक्वेंसी निकालनी है. So 6 times this is appearing out of total 9. This is 0.67. Then this is appearing only 1 time out of the 9 times, so it is 0.11. And this is appearing 2 times out of total 9, so it is 0.22. You have to add this 0.67 plus 0.11 plus 0.22. Just add it and see what you get the total. Surprisingly and very interestingly, this total is again going to be 1. So this law, Hardy-Weinberg principle, it states that in equilibrium, in genetic equilibrium, okay, the allelic frequency and the genotypic frequency always remain constant. This always remains constant from generation to generation. And as long as this is a constant, evolution nahi hoga. As long as this is a constant, evolution nahi hoga. Okay, so this states it is very easy, genotypic frequency and allelic frequency. Now I will discuss about phenotypic frequency. Phenotypic frequency. This is getting interesting now. All right. Phenotypic frequency is how often I will see tall and dwarf organisms in this population. मतलब जब मैं ये population देख रही हूँ externally, phenotypic is the morphological, physical appearance. How many tall and how many dwarf individuals I will see. Okay, so see now, this capital T, which is homozygous dominant, these are 6 over here, and they are going to be seen as tall individuals. Small t, the recessive trait, they are going to be seen as dwarf individuals. All right, they are 2 in number. Whereas this capital T, small t, which is heterozygous, in this the recessive one is going to suppress, the dominant one is going to manifest itself physically. So this individual will be tall. So अगर मैं एक population physically देख रही हूँ, externally देख रही हूँ, I will see 7 tall individuals. This 6 and 1, 7 tall individuals and 2 dwarf individuals. Again the frequency, out of 9, 7 are tall. So 7 by 9 will be the phenotypic frequency and 2 by 9 will be the phenotypic frequency for dwarf individuals. 7 by 9 will be the phenotypic frequency for tall individuals in this population. Now 7 by 9 is 0.78 and this is 0.22. Again, interestingly, 0.78 plus 0.22 is equal to 1. So you will get MCQs with all of these. Okay, ये population है. You all have done. You are done with the chapter of genetics. So this is going to be tall. ये tall रहेगा. ये tall रहेगा. This is going to be tall. Heterozygous tall. Okay. This is going to be tall. This will be dwarf. This is tall. This is dwarf. This is tall. This is going to be the physical manifestation, the external manifestation of this population. So can I say कि जब मैं externally एक population को देखती हूँ, मैं सिर्फ phenotypic frequency बता सकती हूँ. I can tell in this population 7 individuals are tall, 2 individuals are dwarf. I can tell only the phenotypic frequency. To tell you the genotypic frequency, आपको ये genetic constitution चाहिए. Okay, when I see the population, फिर से सुनो, this is an important MCQ. There is a trick over here. When I see a population externally, ये 9 individuals को अगर मैंने देखा, I will say that 7 individuals are tall and 2 individuals are dwarf. But how many out of these 7 individuals are homozygous and heterozygous dominant over here? How will I tell this? We cannot tell this. You can see I am tall, but you don't know whether I am homozygous dominant for that gene or heterozygous dominant for that gene. Alright? So अगर हम एक population को externally देखते हैं तो हम उसकी phenotypic frequency बता सकते हैं, but उसकी genotypic frequency नहीं बता सकते हैं. Important MCQ. Second important MCQ, अगर मैं एक population को externally देख रही हूँ, physically देख रही हूँ, तो मैं उसकी recessive frequency बता सकती हूँ. I can definitely say कि 2 individuals हैं, इसका genetic makeup of the recessive alleles, okay, of the recessive gene, ये small t 2 बारी है. ये genotypic frequency मैं बता सकती हूँ. So 3 type of phenotypes, okay, 3 type of genotypes, that is capital T, capital T small t and small t. Homozygous dominant, heterozygous dominant, homozygous recessive. 3 genotypes, but इनका external manifestation 2 phenotypes ही होगा. They will either be tall individuals or dwarf individuals. So I can say in a population we can find out genotypic frequency of only the recessive one. जितने individuals मुझे short दिख रहे हैं, okay, जितने individuals मुझे short दिख रहे हैं, I can say the genotypic frequency of TT is this. Of shorter individuals is 2 over here, 2 out of 9. But can I give the genotypic frequency of tall individuals? I cannot, because जब तक मुझे उनका genetic makeup नहीं पता होगा, whether they are heterozygous or they are homozygous, I cannot give the genotypic frequency. Important MCQs, okay? I hope you have understood this point. Again, allele frequency refers to how frequently a particular allele appears in a population. This is very important, इसलिए I am speaking again and again. Okay, capital T is an allele over here, small t is an allele over here for the same trait, supposingly height लिया यहाँ पे. Alright, so how frequently capital T is appearing? The formula will be frequency of allele capital T will be number of copies of the allele capital T in the complete population हमने देखा है, divided by total number of capital T and small t gene copies in a population. इनका total number कितना है? 18 था, उसमें से capital T 13 times आया है, so 13 by 18 will be the allele frequency for the dominant one, that is capital T. Alright, so ये जो है, ये जो denominator है, which is the total number of all the genes in a population, total number of all the gene copies in a population, this is called gene pool. Gene pool for a particular population. ये तो हुई एक trait की बात, यहाँ पे बहुत सारे traits रहेंगे. This gene pool will be having multiple traits, okay? जैसे ये height के लिए है, वैसे ही eyes के लिए रहेंगे, brown and blue eyes. Hair के लिए रहेंगे, curly and... So it will have multiple traits, okay? It will have multiple traits. This will be called the gene pool. जैसे pool में nutrient pool क्या होता है? एक pool में different type of nutrients, okay, that is called a nutrient pool. वैसे ही gene pool for this population will be total number of TNT इस एक trait के लिए, that is the height. इसके साथ और भी traits रहेंगे उस population में. So जितने भी traits हैं उनके dominant और उनके recessive जो total number है वो होता है gene pool. Alright, that is called a gene pool. So coming back to the Hardy-Weinberg principle or the Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium, एक डोमिनेंट अलील की फ्रीक्वेंसी यहाँ पे P से रिप्रेजेंट की गई है. वी हैव सीन व्हाट इज अलील फ्रीक्वेंसी. एक रेसेसिव अलील की फ्रीक्वेंसी यहाँ पे Q से रिप्रेजेंट की गई है. एंड वी हैव सीन that the sum of these allelic frequencies will always be a constant, that is 1. So P plus Q हमेशा 1 रहेगा. इसी में से अगर मुझे P की वैल्यू फाइंड आउट करनी है तो I can derive it as 1 minus Q. अगर मुझे Q की वैल्यू फाइंड आउट करनी है तो I can derive it as 1 minus P. Alright. Next. अब अगर ये होमोजाइगस कंडीशन है, मीन्स A and A फॉर अ डिप्लॉयड इंडिविजुअल. नाउ अ डिप्लॉयड इंडिविजुअल विल बी हैविंग 2 alleles, तो ये दोनों सेम हो सकते हैं A and A, दैट इज P into P, so P square. फॉर अ रेसेसिव वन ये दोनों स्मॉल a होंगे, दैट इज Q into Q, दैट इज Q square. And for a heterozygous one, for a hybrid one, ये A और A and ये A और A, which will be 2PQ, PQ. So 2PQ. So I can derive now P square plus 2PQ plus Q square is equal to 1. This is the expanded form of P plus Q the whole square is equal to 1. P plus Q the whole square is equal to 1 gives you P square plus 2PQ plus Q square is equal to 1. This is the binomial expression to it. Alright, so ये सारे equations important MCQs, important है इनको समझना. allele frequency हमने अच्छे से देखा है, genotypic frequency. So the allele frequency and the genotypic frequency is always going to be constant in a case of genetic equilibrium, जहाँ पे gene pool population का equilibrium में है, वो change नहीं हुआ है. Alright, we can also prove it by the Punnett square. इसको mathematically भी prove किया है. ये equation हमारे पास कहाँ से आया? Look here, these are two hybrid individuals, okay, with A and A. So now this A and A, here you have AA, that is P square. Here you will have A and small a, that is PQ. Here you will have A and small a again, that is PQ. And here you will have A and A, that is Q square. So again, P square plus 2PQ plus Q square is equal to 1. आपने ये बहुत सारे प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व किए हैं इन जेनेटिक बेसिस ऑफ इनहेरिटेंस. So Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium यही बोलता है कि allelic frequency and the genotypic frequency in a population will always remain constant. अगर ये कांस्टेंट नहीं हुए, अगर allelic frequencies चेंज हो रही हैं, genotypic frequencies चेंज हो रही हैं, that means evolution हो रहा है. Okay, that means evolution होने वाला है. So Hardy-Weinberg concluded that, Hardy-Weinberg ने कंक्लूड किया कि एवोल्यूशन नहीं होगा, अलील फ्रीक्वेंसी, जीनोटिपिक फ्रीक्वेंसी कांस्टेंट रहेंगे एक पॉपुलेशन में इफ द पॉपुलेशन इज लार्ज इनफ. ओके, छोटे पॉपुलेशन में ये डिफिकल्ट है मेंटेन करना द सेम जीनोटिपिक पूल. So the large population is required. All members of the population should be interbreeding, they should be diploid, they should be sexually reproducing. रैंडम मेटिंग होना चाहिए. नो कॉन्शियस सिलेक्शन शुड बी डन कि ये इसके साथ मेट करेगा, ये इसके साथ मेट करेगा. द ऑर्गेनिजम्स इन द पॉपुलेशन शुड बी मेटिंग रैंडमली. म्यूटेशंस आर नॉट अकरिंग. यू ऑल नो व्हाट म्यूटेशंस आर. ओके, दे आर सडन जेनेटिक इनहेरिटेबल चेंजेस इन एन ऑर्गेनिज्म. तो ये म्यूटेशंस नहीं होने चाहिए, रिकॉम्बिनेशंस नहीं होने चाहिए ड्यूरिंग सेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन. जब गमीट्स चेंज होते हैं, ओके, जब गमीट्स फॉर्म होते हैं तो रिकॉम्बिनेशंस नहीं बनने चाहिए बहुत सारे. देयर इज नो माइग्रेशन इन और आउट ऑफ द पॉपुलेशन. ये एक पॉपुलेशन है, ये इसका जेनेटिक पूल है. ओके, अगर यहाँ से बहुत सारा पॉपुलेशन दूसरी जगह चला गया, ओके, यहाँ से इफ इट लीव्स दिस पॉपुलेशन गोज टू अ डिफरेंट प्लेस, तो ये माइग्रेशन होता है जेनेटिक पूल का. ओके, वी कॉल इट जीन फ्लो और जीन माइग्रेशन. तो माइग्रेशन नहीं होना चाहिए, बहुत सारे इंडिविजुअल्स बाहर नहीं जाने चाहिए एक टाइम पे, एमिग्रेशन उनका एग्जिस्ट नहीं होना चाहिए. एंड बहुत सारे इंडिविजुअल्स अंदर नहीं आने चाहिए एक टाइम पे, बिकॉज यहाँ से एग्जिट हो गया, इस जीन पूल में एंड यहाँ पे एंट्री हो गई इस जीन पूल में. So ये जेनेटिक माइग्रेशन नहीं होना चाहिए. ऑलराइट, देयर इज नो माइग्रेशन इन और आउट ऑफ द पॉपुलेशन. बहुत ज्यादा नंबर में नहीं होना चाहिए ये माइग्रेशन. एंड नेचुरल सिलेक्शन इज नॉट अकरिंग. नेचर इज नॉट फेवरिंग कि कौन सा इंडिविजुअल, कौन सा ऑर्गेनिज्म ज्यादा रिप्रोड्यूस कर पाए. नेचुरल सिलेक्शन शुड नॉट बी वर्किंग. सो दे कंक्लूडेड कि अगर ये सब नहीं होगा तो अलील फ्रीक्वेंसी और जीनोटिपिक फ्रीक्वेंसी एक पॉपुलेशन में हमेशा कांस्टेंट रहेंगे. ओके, तो फैक्टर्स विच विल अफेक्ट द हार्डी-विनबर्ग इक्विलिब्रियम, ये कब अफेक्ट होगा, ये कब इक्विलिब्रियम में नहीं चलेगा. वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एमसीक्यू. फैक्टर्स विच विल अफेक्ट द हार्डी-विनबर्ग इक्विलिब्रियम विल बी जेनेटिक माइग्रेशन. मीन्स एक जगह से बहुत सारा पॉपुलेशन छोड़ के चला गया है, वो जीन पूल से जीन्स चले गए हैं दूसरी जगह, यहाँ एग्जिट हुआ है, दूसरे जगह एंट्री हुआ है. ये जेनेटिक माइग्रेशन अगर होगा तो हार्डी-विनबर्ग प्रिंसिपल अफेक्ट होगा. Genetic drift is sudden change in the gene pool. We will speak of these in the next lecture in detail. Genetic migration, genetic drift, mutations, then genetic recombinations जो होते हैं during sexual reproduction, during the transfer of gametes, then natural selection. We have seen the nature selection theory, natural selection theory, okay? Nature select करता है कुछ organisms को. So natural selection should not operate, otherwise this will fail. So natural selection is going to affect the Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium. And non-random mating means हम consciously select कर रहे हैं, हम randomly mating नहीं होने दे रहे हैं individuals का. Very important MCQs. Which factors are going to affect the Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium? So ये सारे factors रहेंगे. In the next lecture, we will see in detail about all these factors. Now let us solve some problems on the Hardy-Weinberg law or the Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium. So now let us solve some questions, okay, based on the Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium. Very important for your NEET exam. Supposingly in a population, the frequency of A, that is the dominant allele, is 0.8. You have to find out the frequency for small a, that is the recessive allele, and for the genotypes, homozygous dominant, homozygous recessive, and heterozygous dominant, or the hybrid one. Okay, so कैसे करेंगे इसको apply करो. We have seen that dominant one is represented by P and the recessive allele is represented by Q, and P plus Q is equal to 1. Now if P is 0.8 plus Q is equal to 1, then Q is equal to 1 minus 0.8, which is 0.2. You now have the frequency of the recessive allele. So ये small a की value हमको मिल गई है, which is 0.2. Okay. Now to find out the genotypic frequency, capital A will be P square, which will be equal to 0.8 square, which is equal to 0.64. All right. So that will be the frequency of the genotype, homozygous dominant genotype. Now the recessive one will be Q square, which will be 0.2 square, which will be 0.4. Okay, this will be 0.04. So you now have the genotypic frequency of the recessive genotype. Now this will be 2PQ, that is 2 into 0.8 into 0.2. 2 into 0.8, this is P and this is Q. So 2 into 0.8 into 0.2, whatever you get will be your genotypic frequency for this homozygous, heterozygous dominant one. Alright, so ऐसे MCQs आते हैं. This answer I will not tell you, I want you to calculate. I want you to calculate all this. Do it with your hand तो आपको समझ में आएगा. अब भी करो ये. Write down that you have this frequency, you have to find out these frequencies. So you will get all these answers over here. अब अगर हमको verify करना है, if I want to verify whether my answer is correct or not, I am going to add P plus Q and check whether I am getting 1. So 0.8 plus 0.2, I am going to get it as 1. I am going to check here P square plus 2PQ plus q square 1 मिल रहा है कि नहीं, and I'm going to get it as 1. Check करो, check it for yourself. Okay, the second question now. For Mn blood group system, frequency of allele M is 0.8 and of N is 0.2. It is given over here. Now, what will be the expected frequency of individuals having Mn blood group? You have to find out the expected frequency of individuals in this population who will have Mn blood group. So how are we going to do it? Okay, now this M will be P over here and this N will be Q over here. So now you have that this is 0.8, this is 0.2. You're going to apply P square plus 2PQ plus Q square is equal to 1. 0.8 square plus 2PQ plus 0.2 square is equal to 1. You're going to get 0.64 plus 2PQ is equal to 0 plus 0.04 is equal to 1. Okay, 2PQ is equal to 1 minus, it is going to be 1 minus 0.68. 1 minus 0.68. So 2PQ is going to be equal to 0.032. 0.32. So frequency of individuals who will be having Mn blood group, PQ blood group in this population will be 32%. 32% of the individuals will have Mn blood group in this population. That is how you have to solve problems of Hardy-Weinberg law. We'll take one more problem, all right? Okay, the third one now. If albino, which is a recessive genetic disorder, okay, recessive genetic disorder है, ये manifest हुआ है, appears in a frequency of 1 out of 10,000, means AA, ये जो recessive है, उसका manifestation हुआ है 1 out of 10,000 individuals में. So genotypic frequency, you have to find out P and Q now, the allelic frequency of the dominant and the recessive gene from this. Now you have the genotypic frequency, okay, that is small a, ये जो genotype है, that is the genotypic frequency, ये appear हुआ है 1 out of 10,000 individuals में. So genotypic frequency 1 out of 10,000, that is 0.0001. 0.001. This is the genotypic frequency. Okay, that is Q square. Now, if I want to find out Q, it will be square root of 0.0001, which will be equal to 0.01. So I now have Q, which is the allelic frequency of the recessive allele. Alright, so अब अगर मुझे P find out करना है, it will be 1 minus Q, which will be 1 minus 0.01, which will be how much? It will be 0.9. So MCQs में ये सब आएंगे ऐसे. You have to apply the Hardy-Weinberg law. अगर आपको फ्रीक्वेंसी दी हुई है तो आपको पहले टोटल पॉपुलेशन में से वो फ्रीक्वेंसी को निकालना है. ये रेसेसिव जीनोटाइप की फ्रीक्वेंसी दी हुई है, ये समझ में आना चाहिए बिकॉज ये मैनिफेस्ट कर रहा है तो ये रेसेसिव कंडीशन है. So you can be sure this is Q square. Once you have Q square, उसका square root करके you will get the value of Q. Once you have the value of Q, you can find out the value of P. Alright, and now since you have values of P and Q, you can also find out the value of PQ and PP, P square that is, okay. So this is how problems are going to come on Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium or Hardy-Weinberg law. I hope this lecture is very clear with you all. Just write down these problems, just try solving them. If there are any doubts, call me, message me, post me your doubts, alright. In the next lecture, we will continue with the factors which were affecting the Hardy-Weinberg law and we move further with the lecture. I'll see you in the next lecture.